think that Evos kind of let Natalia slip under the radar, and that really got to them in game one. But I expect them to do much better. What were you gonna say for us?
That's exactly something I wanted to talk about as well. I definitely think that that's why it was so hard for both of us and also Contra to sort of touch down on what is the problem. It wasn't necessarily the draft, but they couldn't carry it on. So hopefully in this game we're gonna see a change. One thing I want to touch on though, last game Atlas was actually open and none of these teams went for it. I'm thinking if Evos actually went for the Atlas, not to say instead of the Nana or instead of anybody else, Atlas could have been a great help, in my opinion, went up against Natalia, perhaps, because you guys know the chain can be actually very annoying for Natalia.
Your team is picking.
Yeah, I would agree. But let's go into the draft now. You know, Evos, they banned out Uranus as well as the Natalia, two very annoying picks coming out from Geek Fam in the previous game, and we're giving them some issues. They locked in the Valir. Geek Fam respond with the Selena, with the Kaja as well, and now are looking and hovering over the Thamos as well as the Kufra here, which I think is a pretty interesting opening.
Yeah, like both sides are actually opening up with perhaps a support to start things off with. Well, it doesn't really reveal all too much, but the first pick Thomas is something that is very rare coming into towards the MYSG meta. But JPL is going to be able to actually get their hands on towards Mr. Ejector here with the jaw hit coming online. But Bambi is thinking for a little bit more on what should be the best course of action coming in. He's only got a couple more seconds while they want to keep it very much safe. But oh my, Boxia is definitely hovering here. Oh, they will go for the Boxia.
Picking.
Okay, it looks like they're looking for something that can go to the back line, something that can, you know, really deny the health regen. Sorry, not health regen, but the spell vamp coming in for Geek Fam. And I guess that's what they're really expecting here. Boxia does have some really good base armor and base damage and base health overall. So it's definitely not a Grok, but you know, it's good enough.
Yeah,
it's not a Grok.
But it's good enough.
But it's good enough.
Your team is banning.
It fulfills its position. Now, Geek Fam, they decide to get rid of Kimmy here. I think this is a really smart ban. Evos, they're going to reply with the Farsa. Okay, I can respect that as well. But Geek Fam, it looks like they have a very clear idea of how they want to design their particular draft here.
Well, things are looking pretty good, I must say, and it's kind of been a while that we see Geek Fam members take that Kagura. But, you know, both sides can actually play a very good Kagura matchup in that sort of sense. And, you know, back in my mind, earlier, I did have a thought in my head that Rafaela won't be all too bad at all. But now that they did bring up the Rafaela, we're looking at this sort of composition that has enough sustain, quite enough of damage output as well. But once again, a lot of pressure put on towards the marksman for Evos SG. And I'm not so sure if Geek Fam's going to go for an Alucard right here, but it'll be interesting if they can actually go for this.
Whoa.
What is going on? I'm so confused. What's going on, man?
Wait a minute.
Why? No, you can't be serious.
I'm guessing that they really want to try something out ever since they got one win already, so why not have fun? Like, look at Zorn's face. He's plotting something. He has a smirk, and he looks towards the face of Feeks, and he's like, okay, they didn't see this one coming, and now, Max a surprise. Let's see whether or not can Geek Fam actually emerge as the winners of the series to face off against Resurgence.
It comes down to one thing, Contra. Can they actually finish this off early game for Evos? Because if they don't late game, you have two marksmen to deal with. And we're talking about slippery marksmen. One might really fly and you can't even touch him. So I wish good luck for both of these teams. Let's see what happens. Contra and Gideon, take it away, boys.
Wait a minute. Look at the spell for Zorvecki as well.
I'm so confused, dude. I really want to know what's the idea behind this. It looks like Zorn is going to get picked off here. He's getting chunked out really hard. Can they actually secure the kill? No, they cannot, but they do force him back into the base for an early recall, but luckily Wooden Mask, unfortunately he's not going to get too much EXP, but just enough to help him reach level 2 once he absorbs one wave.
And of course, Geek Fam will still have their members all in one piece, while Arts has been dishing quite a lot of damage right down below here against Soul. While this 1v1 is definitely going to be taking a little while, but Arts is trying to actually bully him off. Almost hitting level 2 already, as we are looking pretty much at a stalemate coming from both ends.
Yeah, notice how Geek Fam is actually playing the game here, because they have 1-1 in the top side of the map. They're using Dominus instead of their main mage is acting as a support. He's making sure he's face checking everything with his umbrella, so he doesn't have to worry the rest of the team about, oh, are we going to get picked off by the Boxia? Are we going to get caught off from a rear angle? Dominus can check every single one of them without risking his life. And Zorn, as long as the information is given to him, he can actually look to take the kill. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, that just happened.
Seems like Binks actually went down as well, while Bambi, of course, a 1-for-1 exchange right there. While Arts getting a little bit of that 2 versus 1 pressure, but it seems to be pretty much fine as Loon tends to babysit him very well. Fossa possibly will come up pretty strong later on when he got that perfect depth sonata to blow, and there we go. Dominus already getting chunked out there. Oh, the damage is so good! But not enough to take out Dominus.
So close, but yet so far. And both sides, surprisingly, Geek Fam, they've got the kills. The kills are even overall, but the farming from Geek Fam seems to be a little bit more efficient here for this part of time. And I'm more interested in the 1-1 pick more than anything else. Oh, but JPL getting a pick onto Arts here, but I don't think it's really going to matter too much because they don't have their damage dealer, Fossa, right next to them. So JPL just creating the space for the rest of the team. Geek Fam on the other side, just look at them. They're all towards the bottom side of the map. They want to look to punish Soul, and Soul, there's no way he's getting out there. Unable to flicker because of the bouncing ball. They don't even get the disengage from the Valier, who can't really walk up unless he wants to die and join Soul in the Nether Realm.
Oh yeah, of course, that might actually just happen. But we're looking at the box here, of course, causing a little nuisance here, coming over the side of Arts. One blow of that Death Sonata lands, but not enough to actually take him out so far. But we're looking at that sort of a goal still advantage given towards the side of Geek Fam for now. But Evos is trying to raid the jungles. And there we go, 1 buff in the hands of Fossa.
Okay, that's looking pretty good here, but overall, Geek Fam still have a little bit of a lead. This could easily change in just 1 quick team fight, and I'm kind of waiting for that team fight to happen. Like, I'm kind of sitting here anticipating that Geek Fam is hoping that Evos makes a mistake and they're looking to punish here, but overall, it's just a scary situation. Just look at how much damage has been put into this bottom tier 1 by Zoraveki.
Yeah, so much of that damage output, and here comes Fix as well, hoping to actually catch the unsuspecting victim.
Am I just having like a fervor dream? Am I on like some kind of narcotics that I don't understand? What is going on in this game? Zoraveki is getting away with way too much here, and I feel like the rest of Evos could look to punish, but Geek Fam is just holding on their own very, very well as Evos loses another member on the top side here. Soul, the next to fall.
This is the first time that I'm looking at Evos as G Hero, looking a little bit clueless of what to do right next. And of course, Zorn's going to be hopping all around, trying to actually taunt towards the side of Loon as well as Fossa, while Zoraveki is just going to be coming right back up. But, whoa, look at JPL though. He's actually driving by. He catches Zoraveki, but this is not the right target that he should be focusing on. Well, the turtle has been taken off, but Geek Fam here having a lot more action over the top side, crushing a tower as well as getting what they need.
Yeah, it looks like Evos has adapted their plan right now, and Zoraveki is now stuck in the middle of everybody, but is able to kite his way out of there with the help of the Aegis. JPL is able to survive in the backline, but they trade 1-for-1. Oh dear, Bambi next to hit the chopping block with the help of Dominus and Feeks. They are just mad Feeks, they are just mad maxing this entire game, roaming around like deserters, making sure that anything they want, they get it.
Yeah, and
Oh my
I'm
God,
looking at
another
Zord
one.
here. He exchanged that 1 for 2, knowing for the fact that he will go down. But yet again, he actually pulls so much of that advantage towards the side of Geek Fam. But Biggs now, of course, having Soul face checking. And look at the damage output. It's a little bit way too ridiculous right now. We're only at about 6 minutes of play. And this is once again Geek Fam just shoving things down their throat, as it will be a mega kill coming in from the side of Fix, rushing right in. They will be able to actually get even more out of that. Bambi is down for the third time coming.
I am baffled with how this game has been going so far. Initially, I was thinking that, the 1-1 pick was to actually deal with Soul, making sure that he can't really play the game because he's just going to get kited around. He gets picked off here again with the help of both Zorn, with the help of both Zorn and Feeks, but now Arts is very, very low, but isn't able to be finished off by the rest of the team. The Death Sonata coming out from Fossa just wasn't enough, even though he just needed a little bit more damage.
Yeah, and speaking of damage here, if we look into the item, it's just basic items on the side of Evos SG. Nothing too huge being completed, and of course, there's so much of that sort of the gold difference in this span of early game. Geek Fam has already hit 21k by this 7-minute mark, and Zorn is just gonna do Zorn things. He's just gonna be showing even more emotes and 1,000 taps on towards that recall button for sure.
It looks like JPL is trying to look for an intersection point against this opponent, but Geek Fam just taking full advantage of the fact that Evos is just unsure of what to do. Look at the way their defense is going right now. They're unsure whether they should be going for certain fights, and they are. I mean, at this point, I'd be just as confused as them to deal with this 1-1 because now it's become a prominent problem. 9k ahead of them as well, so they're not in any real position to contest them for these objectives.
Yeah, and Zorn knows that very, very well. And if there's any sort of the pressure coming out from the side of Evos, he will definitely fly right in, lands that tolerance range, and what can they do about it? Although JPL can actually be that really beefy vigil for the side of Evos SG, it's still going to be members of Evos here lacking that sort of firepower, and what? Yeah.
I love it when JPL and Zorn are just trading emotes at each other. It's the greatest thing to watch. Oh boy. All right, coming back into the game, Geek Fam is just making sure that they're completely gatekeeping like they did in game 1 against Evos SG, because Evos knows that they can't really win a fight in their current state. They need to hit the 21k mark before they even stand a chance to fight. But the Holy Baptism, oh, they land everything on Dominus, but he's still able to get out with a sliver of health. But they at least get one back in retribution. They trade JPL for Zorn. That's not too bad considering that Evos took a very big risk there going for this pick. But man, it would have been so good if they got Dominus as well.
Yeah, that was really close though. Like Dominus just gets away pretty much in the tick of things. But now, another 13 seconds from now, we are looking at the Lord coming pretty soon online. And I'm not too sure how is Evos SG getting anywhere near this without actually soaking in too much damage, because I'm looking at Geek Fam, they are already prepared, but of course they are about to answer my question real soon.
Yeah, and I think at this point, like, no matter how many strong engages Evos is able to pull off, a lot of the members for the side of Geek Fam are just extremely slippery. Like, the only person who is susceptible to Jawhead is Feeks. Azoraveki has abilities and counterplay. Dominus is able to, transfer his position with the Umbrella as well immediately after the Unstoppable. So he does have forms of counterplay. However, it's still very, very difficult to actually play this game at all for Evos with this lead that Geek Fam has developed. 12k, like, look at that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at those numbers and the levels. Definitely, it's a big disparity between the two of these guys. And with that Lord coming in towards the mid lane, well, it's just going to be some defenses coming out. So now that has been utilized coming in from the side of Fossa. But the tower will still be pretty much intact. with a really good defensive mechanism coming in from the side of Evos SG. And they are pretty much familiar with this sort of a maneuvers inside their base. They are known as one of the best defensive counter-engaged teams, and I'm hoping to actually see a lot more to defend their top side.
Oh, can they actually get that last hit? No, they cannot. Azoroveki walks away and they lose their mid inhibitor for this JPL. He's really dangerously low, but luckily he pops down the Revitalize super early to give him that little bit of regeneration that he needed before Feeks got his last proc. And now, again, another inhibitor turret on all sides are just being completely decimated here. Lun, the next to fall to the chopping block. JPL, he's in the middle. He's already activated the Toys Poissons to deny the healing, but it might not be enough with two marksmen dancing around Evos SG like puppets on a string. Geek Fam taking full control over this game and looking to end out with a very clean 2-0 because this game was absolutely nasty from Geek Fam. Weird picks, wins games apparently, but their preparation is top notch.
Well, what can I say? This victory has been earned, and Geek Fam will triumph over Evos SG in the perfect 2-0.